gonna see. But guess what? We back with the Talkin' Noise podcast, episode 11. Harper over there looking at his phone, trying to, put your bets in for tonight or what? You trying to put your bets in for tonight?
Yeah, I need to be doing that.
Make sure y'all subscribe, like on Apple Talkin' Noise Podcast, on Spotify Talkin' Noise Podcast, and make sure you like us and subscribe on YouTube Talkin' Noise Podcast. We need your support. And I'm gonna throw this out there. This is something new that I'm throwing out there. If 2 people tag 3 people and post our page Talkin' Noise Podcast on Instagram, we're gonna put a promo out. I want you to post it. If you do that, I'm buying somebody lunch. 2 people. Tag 3 people, and I'm buying you lunch. I'm going to send you. It ain't going to be no Ruth Chris, your Cheesecake Factory.
Unless it's the lunch special.
Yeah, it's the lunch special. I'll buy you lunch, maybe $10, $15, So that'll get you a good meal. I mean, go to Five Guys and get you a little fry in the burger.
It will. Can't get a drink, though.
I'm back, man. I see y'all was on here talking about Tim Duncan versus Kobe. I couldn't make it because I was watching my Patriots play the Eagles in preseason. We'll get on that in a minute. But how was that debate?
That was good.
Go ahead, Art.
A good back and forth. That was good. I heard somebody was a little jealous, want us to do a part 2.
Was it jealousy or I just need to clear up some facts? That's all it was. But I saw it, man. It was good stuff. And I'm ready. I was trying to school y'all. I need to put him in his place when I get back on.
Oh, shoot. That was good. I enjoyed it. It definitely could do a part 2. Maybe bring some more people in, get some more. Definitely some more Kobe people. I felt like I didn't do my justice with Phenomenal and backing him up, but he held his own anyway. So I mean,
he got to the shoes, me.
Yeah, I couldn't play. I mean, I remember the Tim Duncans I think I was in college or something. Everybody was rocking them, so I'm just like, what? Hold on. But
you still see a few people with those shoes on, man. You might not see many, but you'll still see a few people.
It's probably stronger in that DMV area.
Oh yeah, right. Me, you impressed me with your shoe knowledge, though. Just off the top, I was impressed.
Oh yeah, dog. That was the era where I was. I just started being able to really keep up with the people. So I kind of remember that era.
You supposed to use that refund and buy some shoes.
That's the era. That's what I can keep up. That was kind of So yeah. But
I don't know about. I ain't really got too much news out there. I don't know if we already said this, but shout out to J.R. Smith. He enrolled into the greatest HBCU ever, A&T. And he having this big thing on Twitter. He keep tweeting about school and all this other stuff. It's kind of hilarious. But we're gonna see what he do on this golf team.
Good publicity.
Yeah, definitely good publicity for the school.
It definitely is.
But my football team need to get it together. We are 0-2. But I think this is a bounce back week. We can play those North Carolina Central, those Eagles down there. So.
Oh yeah, we went to the game. Mees, I don't know if you seen us. We went live on the podcast.
Talking about the Howard game?
No, Duke. We went to Duke, A&T.
Oh no, I didn't. I when was that? That was probably when
like
I was
2 weeks ago
in Disneyland with my for my son's birthday. I think.
Yeah. Happy birthday, little man.
Actually, that was when I was because I remember it was
Yeah, it was a great game till about halftime. Then it was.
I was keeping up a little bit.
It
was running a little bit.
So after halftime, I would say that.
Yeah.
Because they shouldn't have scored that late touchdown in the second quarter. That put them up 21-14. And then they came back and got the ball back. And then after that, you gotta stick in there, and it was just over from there.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it. It's NFL season. I know y'all excited. My fantasy team is, a little rocky, but, I'm bouncing back in my other leagues. I was 3-1 this week in my 4 leagues. So, I'm going to bounce back and get it going. Weeks 1, weeks 2, what's the biggest thing y'all saw from, weeks 1, week 2, your shocker teams that you thought was going to be better than before. What are you seeing?
Well, I got some flowers to give this week, and so this is a great segue into this because it correlates with this team. But man, it would be a disservice to the NFL and a disservice to all my wife's family that are Raiders fans if I did not shout out Derrick Carr. This man, I don't even know who this man is anymore because he is playing
top 10.
He's top 10. I mean, coming into week 2, he had his QBR was better than Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and he's got 800 plus yards in these past 2 weeks, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, this isn't the Derrick Carr that I know. They're 2-0, and I mean, yeah, it sounds good. I think they were. I don't know for sure, but I think they were 2-0 last year. But what's different is that the teams that they beat are 2 really good defenses. You've seen what the Ravens did to the Chiefs yesterday. I know they scored points, but you've seen what they did to take Tyreek Hill out the game. You know what I'm saying? You've seen how they caused that late game fumble. With CH. So I mean, and then you seen what the Steelers are all defense. They ain't even that good to me. They a shocker team to me I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs in a bad way, but their defense is like that. And I mean, I know they didn't have TJ Watt and they didn't have somebody else, but it's the Raiders. So come on, it's the Raiders. I'm excited.
You gotta take it while you can get it, right?
Exactly. And I mean, I think they're gonna beat the Dolphins week 3 with or without Tua. I think that they put up.
I don't think Tua gonna play.
I think that they're gonna put up enough points that they're gonna outscore the Dolphins. And I mean, that's my major team that I see right now. You can't help but to shout them out right now.
Yeah, I agree. The Raiders are definitely a surprise team through 2 weeks. But like you said with Derrick Carr, Derek Carr. I feel like he's always showed flashes that he could do what he's doing. He's just never really put it together or had the complete team, I guess. Right. I feel like he's always had a decent team, but this may be the best accumulation of talent he's had since he's been there. So he might be a little more comfortable. I like them. But
the defense too. My bad.
Yeah. Their defense is a lot better, getting a little more cohesive, especially since they traded your boy to Chicago. I can't think his name at this
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack. It looks like the defense finally has gotten back on track from when he left. So, but yeah, you mentioned the Dolphins, and that's a team to me. Like, what are they doing? Like, where do they? To me, Tua, I like Tua, but I don't think he's the long-term answer. I don't know what they do with him. He keeps getting hurt too.
He had when he came in the league, he had a hip surgery, I think hip injury from Alabama, and I think he didn't start at the beginning of the year. Then they went to him. They was like 3-3. They went to him, but he's been having this. It's like him and this passing. He's kind of all over the place with his passing. I don't think he's a future quarterback or a starting quarterback in this league. He's not really capable of doing some of the other things that some other quarterbacks can do. But, Miami thought they was going to trust him and, put him in there. But you see he's still getting hurt, still getting injured. So we'll see what the long-term plan is for the Miami Dolphins. I mean, when you bringing in Fuller, you're drafting some of these receivers and things like that, and you bringing on this offensive power, and then you kind of sticking with Tua. Is that really the right answer for that, or should you went out and got a guy and traded to get somebody in there that can actually compete with all these other teams? Because Jacoby ain't gonna get the job done, and we know that for sure since he was on our Patriots. So we do know that, but the Raiders are definitely a shocker to me, I mean, like me said, you beating two good teams, two playoff teams that people probably had them in their top 7 in the AFC. And Lamar getting that big win last night. And then the Steelers beating the Bills. So it's kind of like they beating good teams, and the next thing you know, the Raiders beating these two teams. So definitely a shocker. I mean, you could put the Broncos out there, they 2-0, but you really played the Giants and you really played the Jags. So is that really is that really, games that really, people say, oh, it count. That's just like nobody might not give us credit for New England beating the Jets, but it's an in-town it's a rivalry game, division game. So we'll see. But that's kind of two shockers. I mean, San Francisco, we knew that was going to be good. So they won. And also the Rams look kind of powerful. They looking good with Matt Stafford. So it's a lot of good teams and teams that are, kind of built and made a little the changes here. We'll talk about them Panthers too. So we'll see what happens in the next 3 to 4 weeks and see if these teams can kind of keep it up and win games. And means you were right, they did win their first 2 games last year against, I think, the Saints and then Carolina, the Raiders.
Speaking on the Dolphins, I'm a Tua guy for the record. I'm a Tua guy. I like Tua. I think he's pretty good. Well, I think he was good in college, and I just think he has that, that make a play when it's time to make a play. That was coming out of college. I mean, he looks good. The thing about Tua is, I think what the Dolphins thought was that the Tua was going to come in and do what he did in Alabama. And so what they did was they surrounded him with all these stud receivers, like Will Fuller, Waddle, Devontae. You can throw, you can put, all you got to do is just throw it up there, and that's how you would do it in Alabama. You had Ruggs, and all these studs that could go get it. And I mean, when you throw it against 19 and 18-year-olds, that's all good, because the best player or that guys can go up and make a play. But when you get into the NFL, you're playing with these grown men, these professionals. They study you. They study your flaws, and your flaws get highlighted more. And Tua, he can't necessarily. He can throw the ball deep, but it's not like he puts like a lot of air under it. In a sense, and you can't do that in the NFL. You're gonna get it picked off. Or
you think that's maybe because it's size?
No, because I mean, Kyler Murray can throw the ball, and I think it has something to just do with his arm strength, and I don't think he has. He's a style of QB where that's just his style of throwing. He's one of those guys that if you do an accuracy thing, he throw it up. It might to the trash can, but not dart it into the trash can. If you get what I'm saying, like. But so I don't know. Maybe that's his thing. Go ahead, Derrick.
And another thing to me is, you see those warm-up videos, Winston, Dak, they doing the hip thing. He having these hip issues. Is that part of, common emotion, when he throwing the ball? So that could be a part of it. Is he really healthy?
Right.
That's a big thing. You see, he just got injured. But is he really healthy? And, is that a part of, his mechanism to kind of throw the ball?
And that's another thing, too, is his health. I mean, he just can't. Maybe he's just not built to play NFL football. Because he can't hold up. And I mean, it's guys that's smaller than him that get hit and hold up. But I mean,
the way you get hit,
he just can't. Maybe he's just not built for the NFL.
What year is this for him?
This is
2, 3,
year 2. Well,
I think 3, maybe 3.
He didn't play his first game. No, it's year 2. This is year 2 because he didn't play his first year.
He didn't play half the year last year.
And then he didn't play, but he missed a whole year of football prior.
Okay, yeah, that's why. He sat out at Alabama.
Oh, so it's like a Ben Simmons kind of deal.
Basically. Yeah, that's a good example.
Pretty much.
I don't know. I like Tua.
2 rookie seasons.
I don't know. You got to bring in, if you're going to play with him, you're going to have to bring in the players that can show off, highlight his skill set. And that's like the short intermediate guys. He's, get it quickly out your hand instead of sitting back there and trying to throw it deep and over the top, because that's not, you're going to go get Deshaun Watson if you want to do that.
Deshaun's not playing until that case is done. He's not going to get on the field.
But have they really stated that?
He can play.
I didn't say he couldn't. I said he's not going to play until that case is over. NFL
I don't think that's it. No. He can play right now.
Tyrod's down right now. He should be active and play, right?
He is active. He's on the roster. The Texans are paying him to not play because he doesn't want to play for the Texans. If Deshaun Watson calls,
he did say that before
now,
this. Yeah.
If Deshaun Watson calls,
now you mean to tell me he don't want to play football right now?
He wants to play, but he don't want to play for the Texans.
So you saying he's holding out?
Yes.
No way.
Bro, Derrick
no way.
literally say that.
No way.
This is a fact. No, this is a fact. Like this, you can go look this up.
So why ain't no team traded for him yet?
Because he has a looming case involvement, but that case.
So you making my point. You making my point.
The league doesn't suspend people until after the case is done. And
I understand that, and I agree with you, and I know all of that. I'm just saying he will not touch the field until the case is over.
But you're not. But go listen to what the Houston Texans say. If Deshaun Watson wants to play, Nick Casario said this plenty of times. If Deshaun Watson wants to play, he can play right now if he wants to. He's choosing not to. Otherwise, if the league didn't want Deshaun Watson to play, they would put him on the governor's list like they did Antonio Brown the other year.
But I wouldn't say that the league don't want him to play. It's just
the Texans.
We trying to see what's going to happen with the case.
Why don't the Texans just put him on? The Texans are paying him to not play.
The case not over. The case is not over. Once the case is done, then they can make a decision and go from there.
But see, both of y'all make up a good point.
It's allegations. It's allegations.
But the case may never start. Like he could. Realistically,
I think he has a court date or something. It's like
he can settle. Yeah, he can settle all of this out of court. So it's just like he's really not there's nothing that they can really suspend him for. He's just taking a leave from the team. But to Meese's point, before this stuff came out, remember he said that he didn't want to play there anymore, and he was looking to go somewhere else, and he said he was going to hold out.
He said that after all this stuff came out.
No, remember that's when this came out because he said he was done playing there. All of a sudden,
because of all the owners and all that other stuff, all this stuff came out, and then that's when he said it.
He said they're handling Nick Casario, the general manager, said they're handling Deshaun Watson day to day, basically saying that one day he might wake up and say, "Oh, I want to play right now. Like I want to play." It's literally up to Deshaun Watson. Like nobody's saying that you.
This is the perfect opportunity. Week 3, your starting quarterback is down. This is the perfect opportunity.
But you're not understanding. It's on Deshaun Watson. It's on.
That's what I'm saying. This is the perfect opportunity.
He don't want to play for the Texans. He wants to get traded. He don't want to play. So they respect that. They're paying him to not play.
How many years he got left?
Should tell you. He just signed an extension. I think it's like 4 or 5 years. That should tell you that it's on Deshaun Watson because they're paying him to basically say, okay, you don't want to play this week. Okay, well then we'll try again next week. That's literally what they're doing. I'm telling you.
Let me wait on the guy to see when he's ready to come do his job. And I'm paying him.
They're paying him, and they could choose to not pay him, Derrick. They could really choose to not pay him, but they.
I don't understand.
Hey, Derrick, it's kind of like playing in the playoffs when you hurt. You know,
he's that valuable.
It ain't.
Would you rather them not play at all?
Yeah.
Deshaun don't want to play.
Deshaun's not hurt. Deshaun's not hurt. Deshaun's not hurt. He's doing an Aaron Rodgers. That's what he's doing.
Make him play though.
But Aaron Rodgers just playing.
He don't mind he don't mind not making the money. He the good, but he.
How you know?
Because he's not playing. This is literally.
But how you don't mind not?
Saying that we are going to keep him on the 53-man roster. We're going to keep him on the 53-man roster, meaning we're going to pay him even though he don't want to play for us. Right? Listen to that. That's on the Texans. Don't get mad at Deshaun.
I'm not getting mad at Deshaun.
I'm not saying literally.
I'm just saying he won't get on the field until that case is settled.
He won't get on the
field. In my opinion,
this is my. If he wanted to, he could go get on the field right now.
Look at him talking about Aaron Rodgers. Come on.
If he wanted to,
this is good. Look, this is good to be back, guys. Welcome back. It's good to be back. We ain't had this conversation in a long time.
Saying.
Let's get it. Let's talk about them Panthers, man. Proved the 2-0 after beating the Saints 26-7. I mean, the Saints showed out against Green Bay and came to Charlotte and laid an egg and really wasn't nothing. I mean, Winston was.
That was the Jameis I know.
That's 30 for 30. That's 30 for 30. Harper, you said what?
I said he was just closing his eyes and launching that thing like in
Some of the stuff I saw, man, I was just like, is he trying to throw it? He just fumbling the ball and picking it up.
Just take the sack, man. Just take the sack.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of the things that Sean Payton, like you're like, oh, I thought Sean got rid of all that stuff.
Exactly.
Like, got clean all that up. But I mean, that Panthers defense, you gotta give I gotta give them credit, man. They've been playing good these past 2 games and sacks.
Yeah, really good.
They had they only gave 252 yards to the Jets, 14 points. It was 6 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and then this week they did that
even better
with only 128 yards, 4 sacks, and 2 interceptions on a better Saints offense. We can all agree that the Saints team is better than the Jets. So I mean, it wasn't just because you were playing the Jets. It was, this is a good defense, and held Kamara down. So I mean,
they did a great job on Kamara. I seen a stat this morning that the Panthers defense is either first or second for almost every major stat for defense right now through 2 weeks. I mean, like you said, they played the Jets, and I guess the verdict is still out on the Saints if they're good or not, but we'll see. But either way, their defense, what's that kid, Burns, the defensive end? I like him a lot. Like, I think he'll be a perennial Pro Bowl player. I think this is his second season. Then the Chin and the Shaq Thompson and the rookie got a pick this week. They defense is really, really fast. But to the other side of the ball, and y'all was talking about the Jets, I got to talk about Sam Darnold. He showed me something this week, man. He, like we said with the other guy, he's always had the talent. Like Carr, he's had the talent, but I feel like he has finally been put in a position to show it. And this is probably by far the most talented team he's played on in the NFL, and he's taking advantage. Like, he looked real comfortable, a lot more comfortable this week than last week. But I'm glad they got these 2 home games first to kind of go into the schedule. But, I mean, honestly, the Panthers could start the year possibly 4-0, man, just looking at their schedule. I can't exactly remember.
Who their next 2 games?
Houston and Dallas.
They play Thursday, Houston, without Tyrod, and then Dallas, which is –
Watson will be there, so don't worry about it.
Houston tough. Watson he ain't playing.
He don't want to play. My fault. He don't want to play. But when you look at the Panthers,
like, I'm just pulling this stuff out my ass or something. Like,
they had to be playing.
This stuff is like public information. You know that, right? It's public info.
I'm aware. I see a lot of stuff every day. But when we talk about the Panthers and Sam Darnold, when you look at a game 1, that should have been a blowout. 1. Yeah, that game should have been a blowout. You kept it around. I mean, obviously you scored late in that game, and then they came back and scored. I think Corey Davis scored that touchdown.
They scored,
but you put the game away, and you won games. And with Sam Darnold, the Jets, that's just a terrible organization. I don't know who's gonna have success there. When was the last person that had success at the Jets? Mark Sanchez? Who knows?
It was the Rex Ryan defense and Mark Sanchez as quarterback. Yep.
So you got teams like that. You got to blow out, and you got to win those games. Then he came back, and the defense played great. I mean, I was talking to Harper a couple of days ago, and we talked about those 9 draft picks that they picked all defense, and he was really building those teams. Matt Rule, he coached at Temple, and then he went to Baylor. So he went here. He was here for a minute, and then he went to Baylor. But I was telling Harper the 2 things that he was talking about. He wanted talented guys, and he wants speedy guys, and he can build his team around that. It ain't got to be the big names. It ain't got to be, the major stars, but he wanted talented people and speedy people. And that's what he been kind of building since he got there. And then you up to, you 2-0 at the beginning of the season. So I want to see this defense really go up against powerful offense, and let's put them to the test. You probably get that with the Cowboys in week 4. So we're going to see what happens. And then you got, the Eagles and some of the other teams that's going to come in. Let's see what this defense is made of. Let's put Sam Darnold. But they play the Bucs like later in the season.
Yeah, but they get them 2 times.
Yeah. So let's put them in some situations and let's see how good this team can be and how good Sam Darnold can kind of maneuver when he in a situation. Maybe you down 7, maybe you up 7. Let's see if you can manage a game and, win some of those close games. And then we can put the Panthers to the test. But, I mean, they look good right now. You like Harper said, you got to have those 2 home games. You got to win them. You got this, hopefully, a cakewalk Thursday against Houston. And then you looking good. And
it ain't going to be no cakewalk. It ain't going to be a cakewalk.
Them Thursday games is always crazy.
Houston is showing something. Like, they showing that they're going to be a tough team to get past. I mean, you're going to beat them probably, but they're not going to make it easy for you.
Without Tyrod?
The game was close with Tyrod. It got out of hand when he left against the Browns. Okay. And the Browns usually don't cover big spread. So,
no.
We're going to see. But Watson to be there.
With the Panthers, chill out. I think it's the offense. They got to find ways to score outside of Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. DJ Moore, I don't think he's ever had more than like 4 or 5 touchdowns in the season. I think it's always kind of been, besides Cam Newton when he was there, all CMC. So I think you have to find ways to, score the football because, like Derrick said, that you got to score more points against the Jets. You have to put up more points. You have to put up, the way your defense, the way they did the Saints, you should have, put up more points, I think, against them too as well, even though that was a good win. I'm just, we're being picky, so that's the thing that it's early in the season. I think you shouldn't be playing at, peak championship form right now. It's time to. So I'm excited,
especially with an extra week,
right? And then you want to build to the playoffs if you can make it. So I'm excited to see what the Panthers do and how Sam Darnold, him and DJ Moore look in sync. They look like they look really good together, and so I'm excited to see how he incorporates Terrence Marshall and Robbie Anderson too as well, because I know him and Robbie kind of had that thing with the Jets too. So it's gonna you can only go but up from here, I think. And then, like you said, the defense, I want to see them against somebody who can test them test them, in the air and everything like that.
Yeah.
And really push.
But they need to really make an adjustment. They haven't made too many adjustments these first 2 games.
Right. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Definitely. But, Panthers usually don't. When was the last good tight end that they had? Like Greg Olsen and then Shockey was the last 2. I mean, now you just got blockers and people just.
What's his name? Dan Arnold or something?
I like Dan Arnold. He's pretty good. Tight end right now.
He's all right, but he ain't no stud.
He's not Olsen. He's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he ain't no stud. So
he a big tight end though, 6'7". He a big body.
He's a big dude.
Did your boy get banged up Sunday? CMC?
He gets banged up every week.
He had cramps.
All right,
it was just cramps.
Well, good.
See, that's the thing with him. I like him a lot, and we talked about this before, Derrick. I like CMC a whole lot, but he's just way too small to be a featured 3-down back, which, I mean, he's capable of playing 3 downs. I mean, he's probably the best catching running back in the league, debatable, but he probably is right there. As far as actual running back, he's probably top 5.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's
he's
every
number 1.
year. You say number 1 every year. He looks good, but it's just when that injury comes because he can't be much bigger than all 3 of us. So it's kind of hard for him to take those hits now for 17 weeks and to be the workhorse.
Yeah,
that's just a lot to ask every year.
I think you're going to do like the Cowboys did, are doing this season with that mixture of Pollard and Zeke. and
is that working? You feel like that's helping Zeke or hurting him? Because Zeke seems like he got to get in the flow of things. Like he needs 5 or 6 bad runs to break that big one.
I think Zeke had a good game yesterday. It's just, I mean, when you look at the stats, it don't really, it say it, but it don't say it. But I mean, I think Zeke had a good game. I think it works. You don't want running backs in the NFL are like, they good for two years or so, and then you throw them out. Like they start to decline. I think now a lot of successful teams are going to this, like we call them RBCs, running back committees. Yeah. And I think that works. It is because you don't want to bruise up your running backs unless you're Derrick Henry. That's the only guy that I know in the league that can take punishment for 17 games.
But you're paying Zeke. But means you paying Zeke like you paying Henry, you paying McCaffrey like you paying Henry. But
CMC has a special skill set. He can do something that Derrick and Zeke, they can do something that Derrick Henry can't. They can catch the ball. They can get out and catch the ball. They run routes. Henry
can. They don't use him as much as the catching.
They don't use
because they use him so much on the other side. Yeah. Right. I mean, he caught that screen pass yesterday and ran for about 40 yards. So.
But CMC is like
it might be like
route runner. He's an elite route. He can run them routes.
Yeah,
he runs the great routes.
Like our boy James White.
Yeah, White, nice.
Can we please get these Patriots? Please, let's
go. Let go.
Dang, why you hating on my Patriots? Come on. Pats rattled the Jets 25-6. We improved to 1-1. We seeing some promising things from the young rookie Mac Jones.
Who? Look at that smile.
Who?
Mac Jones. Mac Jones. So, this our boys, man. How you seeing our Patriots in the first 2 weeks, which we should have been 2-0, but it's a different story for a different day. What you like about our team and what you seeing in the first 2 weeks?
Man, I'm impressed. I'm impressed because
he giving us a smile.
I didn't think that Mac was gonna be this good this early. I knew he was gonna be good, and I knew he was gonna take the reins eventually. But I thought Cam was at least gonna start out, and just for confidence purposes, like just you don't want to throw. I'm that type of. I don't want to just throw my this young guy out there. He messes up, and then I got to deal with this confidence thing for the next 16
weeks. Which Bill doesn't really do this, so
right. But Mac, I mean, I've been listening to his press conferences, and he's like one of those guys. Like, I mean, I'm impressed just how cool he's just like so like nonchalant about it. Like, I don't think you can hurt his confidence so much. He's like one of those guys. Like, all right, I messed up. I'm trying to let's watch the tape. All right, now we watch it. Let's burn it and let's go on to the next. But I mean, it's going to be defense, run the ball, and then Mac just manage the game. Don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over. And this reminds me of the first couple years with Tom Brady. And I told somebody that, and they was like, "What?" And I'm like, "You thinking about Tom Brady?
Did nothing, right?
You thinking about Tom Brady right now, but people don't remember Tom Brady when he was, throwing for 100 yards and no touchdown, 140 yards, no touchdowns, but he didn't have 0 turnovers. And he was managing games, and that's what Bill Belichick does, and that's what the Patriots do. And I'm excited because you do that, and then you can only get better from there. You're just building this guy up. I mean, I'm excited. If we get Gilly back, that'll be even better. If not, I like what J.C. Jackson's doing. We got this guy, Sean Wade. He's a rookie from Baltimore. I think he's going to be good. If Bill went
to Ohio State.
Yeah, I think he's going to be all right. And what's your boy name from the Green Goblin look good. I'm like, man, this is great.
Jalen Mills.
Yeah, so I mean, it's only up from here. Health is going to play a big part too. That's part of the.
But we got depth with that though. We got a lot of depth in the cornerbacks and free safety and things like that. That Janu playing crazy on that linebacker D line. So defense. I knew the defense was going to be good this year, and it's all a matter about making the plays and you see what they did yesterday, making those 4 interceptions, and obviously putting that little rookie out there, Zach Wilson.
Right.
They were just. He probably was just upset when he left that game and just went home and cried. But
I'm not happy with that Dolphins loss, though. I think we should have won that one. I think
definitely should have won that. I mean, like I told Harper, we had the drive. We were in the red zone, and we fumbled. That was like the Buffalo Bills game when Cam fumbled. You remember that last year? We was already there.
Cam Newton. I'm glad we got.
Hey! There will be no slander.
He ready to go.
I got a question for y'all about Cam, man.
Hold on. But Mac looked good. Only thing I will say, well, he's a game manager. He's definitely a game manager.
I was about to say, did Mac look good or did he just scheme him very well? Like, let's not act like he did something phenomenal. I seen some of that game too.
He's looking better than some of these rookie quarterbacks that are playing right now, and as a starter. So I'll say that.
But he's also not being asked to do as much as a lot of those guys either.
What?
Like y'all said,
starting quarterback. He does.
What more do you want him to do?
Trey Lance, he doing.
Hold on. Look, he managed the game well. But like you said, this is the Belichick. Belichick has never had to do this. He coached the greatest player of all time for 20 years, guys. He's never been in this situation.
How did Tom Brady start? How did he start? Did he start as a rookie?
Guys, nobody knew who Tom Brady when he was supposed to start when he did start. All right, let's not highlight.
But the opportunity presented himself.
That's not true.
He had no choice.
Because he wanted to go. He wanted to go with Brady, but then he went with what was your boy name?
Drew Bledsoe. He decided to go with Drew. He was almost about to start Tom Brady. He was almost about to start Tom Brady at the beginning of the season.
2001?
And he decided to go with
the veteran, which he would have did now too. Yeah. All right. Well, I hear what y'all saying.
Cam Newton ain't Drew Bledsoe neither. He can't.
Cam Newton is better than Drew Bledsoe. Thank you very much.
He's more athletic.
MVP.
He's more athletic.
Drew Bledsoe has Drew Bledsoe won a playoff game?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I believe so. I don't know.
As a starter, guys.
He is a Super Bowl champion, though.
Yeah, right. Holding the clipboard. Congrats. I got a question y'all about Cam. We'll get back to the rundown. Of these teams we've been talking about that's had some quarterback injuries, where do y'all see is the best spot for him? Because I do think he's going to get picked up soon. That's including Miami, Washington, Texas.
Is he going to get picked up?
I don't see
so.
Maybe I don't know. I just don't see a spot for him. I don't know. Maybe the Colts.
You got Ron Rivera in Washington.
Ron don't want him. If Ron wanted him, he would have been grabbed him. Give me Taylor Heineke over Cam Newton. He looked better.
Really? Y'all really gonna bash on Cam like you two?
I'm not bashing him.
Sorry now.
If you know me, you know if people know me, I've never been a Cam Newton fan.
Is Cam better than Matt Ryan today?
This is the most I ever rooted for Cam Newton.
The
Falcons. I'll give him the Falcons. Matt can still put the ball in the air if he needs. If he had a decent line, I believe Matt could put the ball in the air still.
Man, everybody every year tells me so much stuff that Matt Ryan can do if he had this, if he had that.
That's any team. That's any team.
So if Matt Ryan was on the
if we were healthy, if we did this, if we did that,
he would have a winning team.
Look at the matchups.
He old.
Dude had Julio Jones for a decade, did nothing with him.
They went to
a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and 28-3, and you lose.
Defense too.
With a top 25 wide receiver, probably of all time. I hear you. They ain't never got back, never got close to getting back, never did anything.
But they went down, and then they fired their coach, and so there's new system. So we'll see if they get back. But I think Cam can still play. I thought he was going to start for us this season. I really, really, really did. It was shocking when he got cut and didn't make the 53. So we'll see what happened.
I didn't think he was gonna get cut. I thought he was gonna get his spot taken. Like, he wasn't gonna be QB1 no more. But when Bill cut him, I said, "Oh, okay, Bill."
I'm pretty sure that Cam probably requested to be cut so that he could go somewhere to be a starter. You know,
that might be true.
Wait for a starting job. You know, for him, he could probably be a backup on probably half the teams in the league, I'd imagine.
Definitely. But that's the thing. He don't want to be a backup. He want to be the guy.
He ain't but like 31 years old. I mean,
but it ain't about your age. It's about how can your body hold up.
Productivity. What are you gonna do for me?
As many hits as Cam did. Cam body ain't held up like his throwing. He ain't never had good mechanics. So, but his
Matt Ryan looks like a vegetable, and I know he can't run faster than Cam. Probably running backwards.
Matt had 300 and something plus.
He just signed a new contract.
Matt Ryan had 300 plus yards yesterday.
Why you bashing Matt Ryan?
Plus yards
because he sucks. Matt Ryan has sucked for the last 3 or 4 years.
He do look terrible, man. I don't know.
And again, you were throwing to Julio Jones
and Calvin Ridley. Don't forget
that, right?
Well, he had Ridley 2 seasons.
Well,
three. But Julio, the last couple years, he been hurt. Julio,
what about the first team?
He probably played like 7 games last year. Julio been hurt. Then the year before that, he was hurt too. And right. Julio ain't getting in no end zone either. Yeah. We can talk about that as well.
They cheated. They cheated Julio yesterday on that touchdown, though.
They did cheat on that touchdown. But I'm not diminishing Julio and the greatness of his wide receiver that he is. But I'm just saying there's other factors in the game as well as Matt Ryan. But my Patriots, like I was saying before, a thing that I'll see about them is we need to capitalize when we get into the red zone. We've been in the red zone a lot of time, and we're going away with 3 points. We need to put that football in the end zone because when we play some of these better teams and they're going to put up some more points, even though I think our defense can kind of, play with anybody, we need to put points on and put the game away. We had chances obviously with the Jets, they weren't going to score much, but we had chances in that game where we could have opened up, especially off those turnovers. We had 4 interceptions.
Yeah, I thought so. I agree.
That's supposed to be 40 points. You're supposed to be, and they give it to you on the other side. So you got to make sure you capitalize on some of those opportunities. And I think moving forward, that's what we need to do. We can't keep getting away with 3 points, touchdown, punts, and stuff like that. We just need to capitalize and put the ball in the
it's
zone.
still really early in the season, and
yeah,
we're going with one less preseason game and off of these COVID restrictions. So I don't know which of these teams that look bad are really bad. I mean, even the Falcons. Like, I feel like the Falcons are one of the bad teams this year. Terrible. Yeah. But, it's a couple teams where I'm still kind of like, are they this bad? Or, does their record really indicate what it's going to be?
Packers.
The Packers.
That's the main one. We're going to see that tonight. I can't tell.
The Packers are going to be all right.
I ain't saying they're a bad team. I ain't saying they're a bad team, but they did not look good week 1, and I can say that.
They should be
terrible.
Well, Minnesota always been flaky and shaky.
Defense, that back.
You see what I did there, flaky and shaky?
Terrible.
You think they finally move off of Cousins?
They're going to be in a shootout every game.
That's how Cousins plays. Cousins throw 4 interceptions in the first half and then throw 4 touchdowns in the second half. It's every game. I don't understand him.
That's Big Ben, too.
Yeah, Big Ben's done, too.
Yeah, I think I got to let him go. This means I think I'm going to have to drop him breaking news. I think I'm going to have to drop Big Ben.
I don't know why you got him on your team. I just don't understand.
being good, but every now and again he will put up some numbers.
This is the thing. I had him last year. Obviously, he was putting up 40 plus. And then 1 week he kind of killed me. But he sometimes some games he start off late, but then he come back and then boom, he killing, and he pick it up. That's what he did against the Buffalo Bills. You see, I don't even know if they scored in the first half, and the next thing you know, he bringing the people back and doing all this other stuff. So he is. I thought he was like when he lost that weight. I thought he was getting a step back. You know what I mean? Had a good little diet on the off season. Thought he was going to be looking like this good guy, and I'm taking it back maybe 3 years. But now it's just like I don't know. In the first couple of games, you can't. Well, and some of his receivers they could not catch. I'll tell you. Claypool missed the touchdown. You got Washington to be dropping stuff. Giants to be dropping stuff. It's just like, come on, guys.
Yeah, they be
you making it hard. And that O-line is horrible too. Pittsburgh O-line is horrible. They lost 3 guys last year, and they're getting some new guys. I knew that, but I still wanted to be a part of offense. But I got somebody in the waiver wires that I'm looking at. In the waiver wires that I'm looking at.
How y'all fantasy looking this week? This is the first we've talked about. We need to make a little segment or something for this.
Fantasy football.
Well, I'm doing well. I'm probably gonna lose this week, but I'm gonna be 1-1 after this week.
Are you one of these that have 7-8 leagues, or you try to keep it?
I got 1 league this year.
Okay.
I usually have like 1 or 2. But I got one. I do daily fantasy though, so I play like DraftKings and stuff too.
Oh.
But I mean, yeah, I got a good little lineup. So I mean, I had great week.
You made one tonight.
I might win, man. If Devontae and DeAndre Swift can give me 100 points in between them two, I will 100
points,
50 apiece. I will win for sure.
He sound like my coworker.
I don't need that much. I don't need that much, but that's just that'll help me. I'll be clear. Like
that's security.
Yeah. That is security.
My coworker Steve said he needs 40 points from Adams. I said, we'll see what happens.
From Devontae Adams.
I told him he might get it, but we'll see.
That's possible. Now that's possible because
he can definitely do that.
Devontae will do that. I think that's what he gonna do. But see, the guy I'm playing got Aaron Rodgers, so he, if Devontae Adams go off,
that's a lose situation.
Yeah, so I capped it off. I need A-Rod to score.
Well, it could be a win-lose.
I need him to, if he can get less than 40 points, keep it around 180, and I can get to 190. But I got 93 points right now, so I don't think that's gonna happen. But I don't never give up, man. I'm not a quitter. I until the bell rings and it's over. So we'll see.
I'm in 4 leagues, 1-1 in 3 of them. I'm about to be 0-2.
In our league, he 0-2.
And the one I'm in with me.
Now, do y'all just do standard PPR or
PPR?
1 point PPR.
Yeah, and Dynasty? Then like some bonuses. No, not Dynasty. We drafted
Dynasty League. No, it's redraft.
I think I might have to step down as the commissioner though.
Why?
Why you say that?
It's too many headaches. I can't do nothing right.
That's anything though. That's work.
I can't do nothing right. It's always 3 people that complain about nothing.
And they be passionate too, don't they?
You mad?
That's normally me. I'll be honest. This is my first year I took completely off. I haven't kept up with it like I normally do, especially to be putting money up. And I said I'll just take the year off. Watch it without any bias going on, see who I like.
I love fantasy.
You got to get into it. Fantasy just makes your Sunday even better.
Yeah, it makes every game interesting.
I don't even find myself sometimes rooting for the Patriots no more. I just root for whoever on my team.
Hold on. That's a lie. He rooting for the Patriots.
But I'm just like, I'm literally rooting for whoever on my team, and I just end up becoming a fan of I had Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins last year, so now it's just like in my blood to follow the Cardinals this year. Now, like I'm kind of like root for them sometimes, So that's just like the little things about fantasy that make me I enjoy. Give me something to.
What's been some early fantasy surprises?
Early
Mitchell from the 49ers. He had a big first week. More from Rondell Moore from Arizona.
I'm trying to think.
Henry had a crazy day yesterday.
Yeah, I was talking junk about him last week.
He had a crazy day yesterday. Who else?
Debo Samuel. I got him. I got Debo.
So Debo had a good week 1. Did he score yesterday? He didn't score yesterday.
No, he had 93 yards yesterday though. He could have had 100, but they ain't get him the ball. And it's a couple. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. The Eagles. I know they lost to the 49ers, but they look pretty good. I think they can possibly win. I have the Washington football preseason in the preseason. I had Washington football team winning the NFC East. But now I think the Eagles can challenge both them and the Cowboys. I think their defense looks really good. That defense looks really good, and then I think that offense only getting better. Jalen Hurts, he's smart with the football. He don't turn it over, and I was crucial. I'm a Jalen Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts. I want him to come to my Patriots, but people were trying to say they were trying to put too much blame on Carson Wentz, and I'm starting to have to not back Carson Wentz so much more because he embarrassing me. And he ain't done nothing but embarrass me.
Meese, you gotta
compare those two guys.
Hold on. Meese.
You said what?
I go to these games. I'm reading stuff, and I'm looking at everything. I watch the Eagles games every Sunday. Obviously, I live in Philadelphia, so that's why I'm watching. And I was just getting on the fans here because they was trash. But I'm watching this. When you hold the ball too long, which he's doing the Colts right now, and that O-line is supposed to be legit. He's holding the ball too long. He was a dip and dunk kind of guy. He wasn't really throwing down the field, and that's what some of the mistakes that he was making here in Philadelphia. He's doing the same thing there, even though he's back hurt and sprained both his ankles.
How you sprained both your ankles?
He just can't get right. He can't get right. I'm trying to tell you, he can't get right.
He been embarrassing me.
But when you look at when Hurts came in last year and was moving that offense and had 400 plus yards against Arizona, and Wentz didn't do no close to that. He only won 3 games and 12 starts. And then your boy come in. I mean, he played good against Green Bay, even though they lost, and then he came back. I think he beat Arizona. But he showed flashes, and the offense is moving better. And I tried to tell you. And I was looking at this, and then now he was going in. He was going in and saying Wentz was better and all this other stuff.
Well, I mean,
give me this, give me that.
Better
now look at him, Harper. Now look at him.
It's getting. I still think Wentz is a better quarterback, but it's getting it's getting closer. The space between. I think Wentz.
You remember what he said about our Celtics?
People, y'all window is closing rapidly.
Okay.
Don't get me started.
But when you look at Wentz, he's still doing some of the same thing that he was doing in Philadelphia, and it's having some of the same effects on the game. They 0-2 right now. Just having some of the same effects. And then he didn't look good against Seattle. But he had a better passing day yesterday. But Jalen Hurts, you see how he came out there managing the game, moving the ball, making the right decisions, even though I think some of the game yesterday was kind of coaching.
They called that game terrible. I watched the whole game yesterday. That was like, who runs that trick play on the, like, run the ball, run it in.
They're trying to do the Philly special. I'm like, come on, it ain't time for exactly. That's what it said on the radio today. Run the ball. And they was running. The option read was killing the 49ers. It was killing them. And then you just, do a little play action pass off of that, and you would have been fine. But it was when once the Eagles got up 3-0, it was like they felt like, oh yeah, we got it. Like, we got this win. And it really pissed me off because they could have won that game. They could have won. And I had them beating the Niners yesterday too. So they kind of made me mad.
Do you think Hurts solidifies his job this season?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think the media, the media makes a lot of the media, like, especially these, they make
clickbait pretty much.
Yeah.
Hot topics.
If you look at the coach loves Jalen Hurts. He be rocking his shirt, like rocking a picture of him on his shirt, and they really behind, they really actually kind of like each other. It's just the media wants you to think like, okay, Jalen Hurts is, for clickbait. Oh, headlines, coach not sure. They bring in Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew ain't better than Jalen Hurts. He ain't better than Jalen Hurts. It's nowhere near better than Jalen Hurts. Mm-hmm. But you got to have a decent backup, and he's a decent backup. He can better than Flacco to me. So.
Oh yeah, Flacco's time has been up. Well, I mentioned that because, like, to me now it seems like with a lot of these, like we was talking about Tua, it seemed like a lot of these athletic quarterbacks, they're kind of like treating them kind of like running backs now. Like I don't think they completely making them franchise quarterbacks. This is your team. We're gonna do whatever. Because like you kind of seeing, and I know Lamar Jackson played real well this week, but like it's like these guys, even back to Cam Newton's or the Michael Vicks and things like that. It's like they'll be really, really, really good for 3 or 4 years, and then it's kind of like once the athleticism slows down, it's they're so limited that I think that these teams are willing to move off of them. So I feel like a lot of teams are trying to get a better backup in place just in case this happens at whatever point, especially these guys taking these hits. But I like Hurts a lot too.
Well, I don't. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I don't see Hurts as like a Lamar Jackson. I see him more as like a Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Like where he don't
really,
because he don't run unless he have to. Like
correct.
Jalen Hurts can throw the ball.
He can't throw decently. Like Russell Wilson.
He's decent. He's not. He doesn't have the.
He has an arm like him. We just haven't saw enough of it.
Right. He can throw the ball downfield, and he actually does.
No. He can throw downfield, but again, with Russell's so good at them short intermediate. I'm taking off, then I stop on the dime and hit you for 5-10 yards.
He can do that.
He can do it, but I know that was like one of his biggest issues, which is what a lot of those guys' issues are. They can't make them quick, fast decisions over and over. I mean, Russell to me is the exception, but you know,
until week 10.
I think Hurts makes good decisions. He hasn't turned the ball. I mean, he hasn't threw. I know it's only 2 games, but he hasn't turned the ball over or thrown any interceptions. I think he's like had a fumble or so, but I don't know if it's like a fumble for turn, like a turnover, like a fumble for loss or whatever. I think it was just a fumble, but I know he hasn't thrown any interceptions. He's looked good, and I mean, I think I don't see him as a Lamar Jackson. I see him more like he can throw the ball actually and get it downfield and make smart decisions. He looks like Russell Wilson to me. That's who he looked like. But
I do want to see him against some different competition. But
that
Monday night
defense was still
Monday night they play the Cowboys. Guess who's going to be there?
You.
I'll be in Dallas. I'll probably get some videos so we can put on the pod. And let's do it.
You should just go live on the pod at the game. You know, me.
I could do that. Y'all can join the live.
Right.
And do it that way. We'll see. I got to see what they got my assignments first. So let me put that in there and do that.
Let me ask y'all this. What's y'all quick power ranking right now? Like your top 3?
Rams, definitely.
Rams 1?
You said top 3. I ain't going to put them in no order.
Well, give me your top 3 in order.
Oh, gosh. Well, give me the Rams.
I got the Rams.
Let me look and see what this. Oh, give me the Rams, Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs.
What? Yeah, you can say
I don't got the Chiefs in the top 3, man. The Chiefs look real beatable these last 2 weeks, and they did lose this week. But even last week, like that game shouldn't have been where it was at that
maybe Arizona or San Fran. You know, I can go there.
It's the Chiefs.
I mean, Arizona had a great week 1.
Ain't nobody better than the Chiefs, man.
Yeah, but the Chiefs
maybe
defense. You just said the Chiefs defense was trash yesterday, and they getting shredded.
They're gonna have to do these shootouts. Like
they put 30+ points on them. Come on, I think
that's kind of
you got to have a balanced team in the playoffs. I mean, I know, like y'all said this early, but you got to have a balanced team in the playoffs, and you got to, have some kind of defense to make plays and make some stops. Because if they was down to Houston in the playoffs, they was down to the Titans in the playoffs. So obviously you got Pat Mahomes, you got a good offense, you got an elite talent on there. But
you know what the issue is?
It ain't gonna happen like that every game.
Y'all know what the issue is now with the Chiefs.
What?
My man contract then kicked in. Now he's probably 12-15% of the salary cap, as opposed to probably last year you was 2%.
But he takes he not taking all his money. He's making it where they can sign
10 years.
Like but he not, it ain't like he got some Tom Brady contracts or something going on, you know.
That's
Tom
true.
Takes
I think he get more back end. But see, Brady would push some of it to the back end of his like last couple years, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes, but Tom has like, to me right now, Aaron Rodgers playing right now. A lot of what he does, he garners a lot of that money on that team, which is why you can't have an outstanding left tackle, or you can't keep that linebacker that was a Pro Bowler and things, or then like you
can't go get a nice another receiver.
There you go.
You know,
can't go get another one, or you know, all these things that these guys ask for, but it's like it's within your power to make it happen. Like kind of with Russell Wilson right now, like his team is, you know, it seems like they're missing a piece or two every year. And I mean, you got to think that your salary is accounted for 5-6 guys.
Well, now, Russ took a cut. Russ took a cut to get Dwayne Brown signed.
He did, which was smart. But I just feel like not everybody's in a position like a Tom Brady, whose wife probably makes 3-4 times as much as he does.
Right.
And I mean, he's been making this money for 20 plus years, and it's no telling how much his endorsements are. So, I mean, I understand some of these guys get your money in your small window when you can. But for the guys like Aaron Rodgers, who are getting State Farm money and no telling how many other endorsements, yo, you got to take a pay cut and stop complaining so much if you want to be a perennially good team. You know, and I feel like he's messed around with that now for the last 3 or 4 years. Some of it was the coach, because I feel like their coach is getting exposed now, even still with the Cowboys, because he's not a very good coach.
Who, McCarthy?
Yeah, he makes a lot of silly mistakes.
Yeah, well, he did.
It's like game management is bad
at time.
Yeah, like he's done this. It's been several games I've noticed in the last few year or so, especially with the Cowboys, because they're always on TV. It's just like, why are they not calling timeout, or why did they call timeout? A lot of that.
America's team.
Yeah. Who got the win this week by a 56-yard field goal?
Yeah, but it was a lot of
that was an ugly
skeptical calls in that game.
Ugly game.
I feel like the Chargers lost the game more than the Cowboys won.
Yeah, the Chargers lost, but you know, I feel like some of those calls were, you know, outrageous.
You mean the taunting, those calls, or
just little things that just trying to control the game so much. I mean, they had a couple touchdowns where they called back.
Yeah,
you know, on kind of some little things, but you know, Cowboys stuck on there. They won the game, which Lions. I did have them winning, but
Lions just went down and scored on the first drive.
They did.
I'll say this: the Green Bay defense ain't Quintez Cephas. The Green Bay defense ain't that good.
Yeah, you know they lost their best pass rusher.
Oh yeah, the Darius Smith.
Yeah,
I seen that. Yep. And then and that's going like
it was a lot of quarterback injuries coming out this past week. So hopefully, you know, I mean, we kind of knew injuries was going to happen, but you know, you never want to wish that. So maybe this might be an opportunity for
fantasy
for Cam for Cam to, you know, maybe, you know, find a team and see what he do.
Yeah, I think
because like he said, it's not 32 quarterbacks. That's better than me.
It's not. It ain't. It's not. It's not. Hey, look, it ain't one quarterback on the Patriots that's better than Cam. I still stand by that. Sorry.
It's one.
It's one.
He got beat out. He got beat out by him.
And he started.
I'm waiting for them to play an actual team. You know, the Patriots get the best schedule in the league every year. Not to mention their division.
We play the top teams.
It's trash.
It's just the division was. It's just the division was horrible.
Your division's been horrible for 20 years.
Okay, I'm just saying. We outside of that, we play the Ravens. We play the Chiefs. We play the Broncos when Peyton Manning was there. We played most of those teams when we had schedules. That was every year. We playing the Cowboys, even though they ain't worth nothing. We playing the Bucks this year. I mean, we playing the Saints next week. But yeah, but are they really? Are they really?
Are they good? I mean, are they good?
Are they really? Feeling that we're gonna get that all year, so I ain't.
Again, like you said, the Lions just went straight downfield, scored no problem.
Yeah, they did.
This is the NFL. This is the NFL.
Come on, DeAndre, you gotta pick it up. Pick it up.
We just going off what we knew last year, the year before that. It's a new season. New teams are rising, and new players are coming out and showing up. So we'll see what happens.
I got a little something to add. We toward the end of the NFL talk. It's been a week or so since we've been on. Where do y'all feel about this Ben Simmons news? With him being upset and the team's upset, I know
he's not going to show up to camp. He's not going to show up to camp. He's not going to show up to Philly. He's not going to be here until they trade him. Until they trade him, he won't be in Philadelphia.
Rich Paul ain't playing around with y'all.
My coworker
Philly boys
posted that today.
I seen something about that. It's funny you mentioned that too, Mies. It seems like Rich Paul is gaining a lot of enemies in the last few transactions he's been doing with the Anthony Davis thing and now this. And like a lot of people are saying.
And Northern Wells thing.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. It's starting to feel like he's only for like the top 2% clients and not for the everyday client, which is what he kind of portrays. But it hasn't been working out for a guy like Nerlens Noel. There's a couple other guys, the Morris twins.
Marcus, more, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's on them. Did nobody tell them to sign that deal? Like with the Marcus
Morris.
But
no, they signing the deal.
Like with the Marcus Morris deal, he said that Rich Paul told him to sign with the Knicks, and you'll get a better deal or you'll get like a long-term deal or something like that with somebody else after that. Or you can go sign with the Spurs or something like that for this.
Well,
and then
he signed with the Spurs.
He decided that he got mad because he changed his mind afterwards. Like
the Spurs gave him 2 years, I think $15 million, and the Knicks gave him 1 year, $20 million.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's at the end of the day, you make that decision.
Hold on. I made that decision, but I sat down with you and you said, and this is an agent's job, you told me what you was going to do for me, agent, based off of my talent, based off of what I've done in this league. And it's been times outside of, LeBron James don't need no agent. Ben Simmons, up until probably this little fiasco, hasn't really had a reason for an agent. I just feel like, especially now, the way he's handling the Ben Simmons thing, it's not in Ben Simmons' favor. And I know a lot of that has to do with how Ben Simmons played on the field, but like I'm getting tired of seeing these videos of Ben Simmons shooting 3-pointers.
We see that every year. We see that every year.
Yeah, it's like
tired of seeing those videos.
He ain't gonna shoot no threes,
But that's coming. That's not all coming from him. Clearly, this is not just his work ethic. Like they're putting this out as if like we're building this. Yeah, see, he can do this. It's time to do it a different way with some of these guys. Like you don't have to do this with LeBron. I don't need to make a mixtape on YouTube to show you what LeBron James can do.
But people were the other NBA agents were mad at Rich Paul because he didn't even have like the same degree or whatever that they got. So I mean, it's already a little bit of. So I don't know if it's
hating out there.
Oh, he's definitely new age. He's for the new player.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily the players that's actually, or is it your new agent that's put? Oh man, you could have had this. You could have had this. Which okay, yeah, I could have. But at that time when he was talking to me, that sounded good. I don't know. Maybe it is Rich Paul. I don't know. I don't know. So, but I know Ben Simmons ain't playing for Philly again.
Definitely not.
Tell you that.
Where he goes, who knows? What his value is right now, who knows? So we'll see.
He got a lot of good value. I think he brings a lot of value to a team like the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm talking about as far though. I'm not as value as a player. I'm talking about what they're going to get in return.
Right. Okay.
So they might. They want four picks. They want all this other stuff. Like, what are they going to get in return? And that's the biggest thing I think that's holding up this trade. Because
you remember last year,
he could
have got traded for James Harden. Y'all remember that? You can't trade Ben Simmons.
It was report.
You're not going to get James Harden no more.
Nah, you're not getting that no more.
Definitely not getting that.
I think that's what the issue here is you had a good trade last year that a lot of people felt like you should have took that would have helped both teams, really. You didn't take it, probably because of some of the Houston with the GM, and that's where he just came from, and I understand that. But like now, what are you going to get? CJ McCollum? Like right. I like CJ McCollum, but not as your primary scorer in your second.
No, you got player. Seth Curry. You got Seth Curry. Is Seth Curry still on the Sixers?
Yeah.
You got Seth Curry. You don't need. They kind of bring the same thing to me. Seth
Curry okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
McCollum, they kind of bring the same. Yeah, it's not gonna make you better. You actually gonna get worse on defense too, because Ben Simmons brings a level of defense that not many bring in the NBA. So you got to find. You're gonna need a couple pieces to kind of complement Ben Simmons, even though he doesn't shoot, but he does so much more than just shoot that you're gonna have to. It's gonna be a lot to fill his spot to me.
Yeah, it'll definitely probably be a 3-team trade for whatever because. Well, see the Sixers. You got to think too, and I think Embiid. I'm sure he's had some conversations behind the scene, but I feel like him signing that big contract is him saying, "Look, all right, I'm done playing around. Right. Like I got 3 or 4 years of peak me. It's time to put some pieces around." So I'm pretty sure they ain't gonna just trade Ben for some young guys like I initially thought they would, and then maybe flip the young guys. But the whole summer is over.
No more. Yeah, it ain't the process no more.
Yeah, like it's time to win now. And I mean, like
we've been waiting on this process for how long? 4 or 5 years. What have you got to deal?
The process came close at that Kawhi shot. They were a jump shot away from going to the
and that best player at the time, the closer I would say, the closer went to Miami.
Yeah, and from what I hear, is a lot because of the guy they're trying to get rid of now. So
yeah,
it sucks, but
I
wanted to ask y'all that, man. NBA, we got about 2 weeks for training camps and. It's going to take a big back seat to this NFL. I will say
8 days for camp.
I wasn't expecting, I don't know why, but I guess because I haven't seen the crowds a lot with the teams, it's a way more exciting this year than it was last year. Like last year, I'll be honest, I was not very into the NFL. It just wasn't.
It's definitely the fans. It's the fans.
Yeah. I feel like the players respond to the fans a lot.
Definitely
more in football than any other major sport that was.
It all depends because it depends on the city. Because some arenas rock.
Oh yeah,
some arenas rock. Garden, Staples, even Philly, Wells Fargo Center. These places rock. So it all depends on the city, and most of these. Football atmosphere is no other. The fans, the long touchdowns, whatever. But you go on a 20-point run or whatever on the NBA. You get some of that hypeness back. Slapping hands with people you don't even know. That's what fans do. So
that's true. Yeah.
It all depends on the arena and what's going on.
Oh, I didn't tell y'all. I took a little hiatus. I'm sure y'all noticed from Instagram.
Boy off IG.
I know, man. I had to clear my mind from that. It's a lot of. I ain't gonna get into it over here, but it's just a lot of bad information on there. And it's like if you sit there and you read it too long, you will start believing this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You will really start believing. I don't know if y'all seen that with the Nicki Minaj thing, but that was just crazy. That's what's wrong. I'm gonna say it. This is my platform. That's what's wrong with the world today. We listen more to not a reporter or someone who's went to school and studies this and does this for a living every day. We get our news and information, our generation, from a musician that we like, from a athlete that we like, from an artist that we like, that may know less about this situation than you do, but because they have a following. Like I always say, there's 1 million followers, 500,000 of those people like you a lot. 500,000 of those people tolerate you. 10,000 of those people love you, and 5,000 of those people worship you. Now, if you got 5,000 people that basically gonna go off of anything you say, anything you do as a gospel, that's right. Man, that's 5,000 people who are now taking your false information and are putting it somewhere else, or are researching. Are researching your false information, and now it's skewing the line of, is this real or is this not? It's like by the time you get to the point of figuring out if this was real or not, you could have just really been looking at something that really helped you with the situation. I'm gonna say it without saying what it is.
But the thing is, obviously, we journalists, so we have to look up the facts.
Oh yeah.
Me say this all the time. Obviously, in group chats and things like that, people post, "Oh, they look what somebody said," and somebody could create that and put it out there, and they think it's true. Yeah. But you gotta fact check things, and people don't fact check. And me said it all the time. Stop reading the headlines. Read the article.
Right. Read the article. The headline is to pull you in. Exactly. The headline could be the total opposite of what the article is about. It's just to pull you in, and then you're supposed to. Oh, okay. This ain't even had the time.
It could be so simple. Vaccines don't work? ? But then you go in there, you feel like, all right. Well, this is the research.
They're answering.
So people just gotta be informed, and obviously, you're going to have these conversations all the time because social media is the norm right now, and what we do and what we own all day. We holding these phones every day. I mean, it's just the natural what we do. But read some articles and get some information, and look at some other outlets instead of Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Look at some other outlets. Maybe it's a CNN, maybe it's a Yes Weekly, whatever you like to read. Just find your niche, get into it, and then everything will work out. And then those conversations, when you hear somebody say that, then you can be like, well, I read it in such and such. Mm-hmm. This happened, huh? You might want to read this. Yeah, it's a lot. It's got to be a better
place for our generation, because like he said again, and I don't know about y'all because y'all work in this field, but not a lot of people our age turn to CNN, MSNBC, Fox News.
But I don't tell them to turn that. Right. I tell them to get a local app and get a national app and put it on your phone.
They're like, these outlets they know that our age don't watch the news like that no more. So that's why they're all moving towards these online 24-hour news cycle things and apps,
a lot more digital
like that. Yeah, it's the more digital because that's what we respond to. Our age group, we're not like our parents who read newspapers and watch the news. More so we it's from, like you said, it's from our fingertips. It's at our fingertips. So it's out. It's ways to find stuff. That's why I don't like when people say, oh, like one thing I can't stand is when people go on like Facebook and say, oh, what is such and such? Like, what is they asking the question on Facebook? It's like, dude, go Google it. You just literally type it in your phone. The answers aren't on social media. The answers are you can literally go find the true answer instead of just asking it on social media or taking it from somebody. Always
people
question what people tell you. Always question what people ask, what people say, because that don't make, even doctors like and things like that, like just because somebody's doctor don't mean that they right. They they don't, it's just you have to do your research to an extent, but doctors should trust doctors. I'm not saying don't trust doctors. But, you gotta
you basically saying, why did you come to that conclusion?
Right,
basically.
Right, exactly.
Why did you come? You giving me something? Why did you come to that conclusion? Okay, I see this right here, right here, but usually most of the time I'll say a lot of patients that have this, so you just question that conclusion.
Right.
Yeah, Harper getting us a little deep in here, talking about some other stuff, man. But this is Talkin Noise podcast, This is Talkin Noise podcast. This is what we do. I guess we back, man. I don't know when we're gonna see each other again. Probably in another 2 weeks. Hopefully my Patriots 3-1. We should do a live game one day, or something, just live, just to watch it and see what we do. Mm-hmm. Then get some people, but I'm telling people, 2 people. I want you to post the promo on your page, tag us, and I'm buying lunch for 2 people.
He got plenty money too, y'all. Take advantage.
I just make good money and try to live a good life. That's all. It ain't saying I got plenty.
My wife to do it so that she could take me out to lunch.
That's smart.
He getting the promo code already, ain't he? Oh, well, make sure you like and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Talkin' Noise Podcast, on Spotify, Talkin' Noise Podcast. Follow us on IG, Talkin' Noise Podcast. We're going to add you. We're going to follow you. We want to hear from you. Always help us out on YouTube. Subscribe so you can know when we posting the show. Once you subscribe, the show is going to go up. You're going to get a notification. You're going to be chilling with us talking about NFL sports. And we're going to get to some other topics too. But, fellas, I think everybody ready to go get some food, ready to go do some laundry, some cleaning. What you going to do?
Put my child, feed him, and put him to bed.
Oh, man, how was Disney land?
It was good. I enjoyed it. First time ever going to like a Disney thing. It was good. There was a lot of people out there. But I enjoyed myself, and I want to go again, but not like with my son. I want to go like me and my wife or like my friends, because I need to experience that, like so I can be able to, because I didn't get to hit all the little lands and things like that. But I had a good time. Yeah,
it's a lot bigger than you think. Well, I've never been to Disneyland, but I've been to Disney World.
Yeah, Disney World, I heard, is like way 10 times bigger. So
yeah, probably. But see, for me, it's like, and I'm pretty sure you kind of felt like this with your son, but when I went, I felt like I was a little older than your son, but I felt like I was too young to really get all in,
He probably, he's only 2. He just turned 2, so we're gonna definitely have to take him. He ain't remember.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna go.
When he gets older, he be like, "Dang, we went to Disneyland when I was kid." You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I went when I was
look at this picture,
8, and I remember like very, very little bit of it, and it's. I remember I had a great time, but it's just like,
Nah, it was. I haven't been to Disney World. I went to Universal, but it was fun. I don't want to go there until another year or 2. I went from October, then I went back in March. I was like, nah, I need about 2 years before I come back to this place.
I went to Universal like 3 years ago, and like you were saying, I didn't realize it was as big as it was.
Yeah, it's 2 sides. Oh, actually 3 parks.
Yeah, 3 parks. I only got to go to 2 parks.
Yeah, we went to last time we went to the 2. The first time we just went to the 1 because we got there at like 11 in the morning. The other side was already at capacity. This was in COVID, so that's probably why. But we getting out of here. Also, another breaking news. Me's congrats to the new gig, man.
Oh, I thought you was about to say somebody got hurt or something. I'm about to say,
Aaron Rodgers goes.
No. Congrats, man. And make sure y'all keep up with us, follow us. You already know. We out.